vampire, and so he got scared and he didn't want to go. Then he refused to go trick-or-treating. That was funny. But yeah, like I said, yeah, she got me this costume, and then she got me this, like, porcelain doll. I used to collect porcelain dolls like crazy. My grandma would get me them. And watches. I had collector's watches. I had a Barbie's collector's watch, a Coke collector's watch. My mom had these Burger King watches that were talking watches, and they were Rugrats. It was a Rugrats talking watch. And then I found that Burger King had some more talking watches, and they were the Simpsons talking watches, because I found some at Goodwill. And yeah. Yes, I will make money from it, and actually people do like me. And when you say no one, you're not speaking for everybody, so you're gonna get blocked. I literally have one of y'all's favorite content creators following me as we speak. We just had a conversation not too long ago, so I don't even know what you're talking about. I've had a lot of content creators reach out to me. They don't believe that stuff on social media. If I feed into what people say on social media, people are going to believe what they believe about me. I'm not going to be able to change people's opinions, people's minds. I'm not going to be able to, if people think what they think about me, let them. I don't care. What does that gotta do with me? Who? I ain't saying who. At first I thought it was like, well, not a joke. At first I was like, is this like an automated message? Right? Because I was confused. I saw the check mark and I was like, bruh. And then when I looked, yeah, and they said they had been watching me, and I didn't even, to me, like, I never would have thought, like, and they're regular people. That's not what I mean. But, the fact is that they were like, yeah, I used to watch you a lot. And I was like, what? And I'm pretty sure probably a lot of y'all's large favorite content creators have come across my page at some point in time and or used to watch me, because I was on here before. I was on TikTok before it was TikTok, when it was Musical.ly. So I'm pretty sure when I started coming up, it started going viral, a lot of the large content creators have seen me like, hey, all you gotta do is just be polite and be kind. Like, people don't know me in real life. You can't judge what someone says online versus how someone is in real life. If you haven't met someone in real life, then you shouldn't be saying nothing. To sit here and be like, yeah, you are what people say you are. How do you know if I'm that? Have you met me in real life? Because people that meet me in real life, they don't believe that stuff on social media, because I am who I am in real life. I'm not even talking about Nova. What cancer patient? Are you talking about the same one that said innocent children should get unalived for no reason? Is that the cancer patient you're talking about? You're for a genocide, because you're defending that same cancer patient that defends a genocide. So I don't even know why you're talking. You defend that person, you're defending a genocide. That's the same person that said that innocent children should get unalived in the genocide. So why are you telling someone how they should react? Oh, now I gotta STF you because you're mad. Like, if you don't know why someone says something, then maybe you shouldn't speak. And you shouldn't tell someone how they should react or respond, considering the fact that was a large celebrity. Celebrities have a large following. Celebrities have an influence on people. And when you're sitting there spewing hateful ideology, that is not cool. You're a celebrity. You should lead by example to be sitting here. She signed a letter. And I'm going to tell you why I said that. She signed a letter to block Busan If you guys don't know who Busan is a woman who documents what's going on in Gaza. Her documentary that she made was going to win an award at the Emmys. A bunch of white celebrities signed a letter to have her removed from winning an award, to remove her from the nominees. Why would you want someone removed from the nominees? Because you're a bigot. Because you're for genocide. They support Israel. There's nothing to it. And for you to sit there and be supporting someone that supports Israel is weird. It was not to all cancer patients. It was just to her because of what she said, that innocent children deserve to die. And I have to live in a world where I have to watch innocent children die. All of Gaza is almost wiped out. 3 million people. I think it was 300 million or 3 million people. A whole population is gone. It's like the Holocaust all over again, and having to watch that is so sad. And anyone who defends her is for that. Because why are you trying to tell me what I said? I know what I said, and I said it to someone that said that innocent children deserve to die in Gaza. There's nothing to it. So why are you sitting here questioning what someone says to someone? Like I said, and I said it before and I'll say it again, Newton's third law of attraction, isn't it Newton's third law? For every action there is a reaction. So acting like someone is just saying something for no reason is weird. Nobody says nothing for no reason. There is a reason why someone says something. And it's not unprovoked, and it's not to be hateful, and it's not to be mean, and it's not anything. You know what is so crazy is that no one has ish to say when these rappers make rap battles. Like when Tupac literally rap dissed and said, "Don't you got sickle cell?" Ain't nobody said anything then. Oh, you don't have an issue when people make fun of people's cancers and all that, right? And it wasn't making fun of cancer patients, because I literally have a supporter that beat cancer. I was not talking to all cancer patients, and I literally shouldn't have to keep explaining why. And why is it you're just looking for a reason to be mad for no reason because you don't like me? So you want to create a reason. You want to sit here and complain about something you know I had a right in saying. You shouldn't even be questioning why I said that. Like, come on now. Ain't nobody complaining about these battle diss raps. Everybody be eating that stuff up, and I love a good diss rap. I'm not even bashing on that, but it's the fact that when people say something ruthless, especially when people get ate down, you ain't saying nothing. If someone calls someone a fat mother effer and said the only reason you will ever jog is when you're jogging for a Twinkie, everyone would be cackling, kikiing, laughing, even though it's fat phobic. Let's be honest. If someone really read somebody down, you wouldn't be complaining whatsoever. You wouldn't have nothing to say. And then some of the people be the same people that be like, everyone be sensitive. Yeah, because if the Boondocks was to come back and reboot right now, a lot of people would be so sensitive that they'd be complaining about the Boondocks. Y'all wouldn't even be able to handle some of the stuff. You literally are crybabies. And some of y'all literally complain about the most minuscule shit, because what does that have anything to do with all cancer patients? Nowhere in there was it specified all cancer patients when I named the person that it was specifically for. So why do you have an issue with something that doesn't even involve you? You want an issue no matter what. You're like those women that have boyfriends that always find some way to have an issue with them. Oh, you left the toilet seat up, and then just complain. But it's not even that, it's just little things like the cup is not straight, You just find reasons and ways to complain about everything. And you tell me I'm complaining. Oh, didn't you say that about a cancer patient? Well, why did I say that about a cancer patient? Maybe you should ask the question about why. It's always, why did you say that to someone? What provoked that person to say that to you? What do you mean, what provoked that person to say anything? I didn't provoke anyone to say anything about my brothers burning in hell. Yes, I did tell them they should do it first because they told me to stop breathing and kill over. So I said, you do it first and tell me how that works. So then they got mad at me and told me that my brother is burning in hell. Who cares why you're questioning, oh, well, what did you do to provoke them first? No, what did they do to provoke me? Why is it always what I do to provoke them? Nothing. I don't got no time in the world to be messaging someone to provoke them. Like, I got a life. They don't got a life. That's why they try to provoke people. People that provoke people ain't got no life. They got nothing better to do. They're bored. That's why they do it, because they're bored. That's how they handle their being bored. What do you mean victim mentality? Isn't everybody else doing victim mentality? Oh, we're being attacked. We're the victims. We don't do anything to you and you just attack us for no reason. There is literal screen recorded proof of the comment sections and what y'all say. You lie and you act like you don't say something first to provoke a reaction. There is literal proof. These live streams are being recorded and saved to a backup TikTok. I mean, an Instagram. I mean, a YouTube. I have another YouTube account where all of my saved live streams are. Someone was recording my live streams for me so no one can twist my words, no one can lie, and it's saved to that YouTube channel. So if you want to lie, I can just go pull up all the comment sections. Now what are you going to say? You're over here talking about victim mentality. What do you mean victim mentality? There ain't no victim mentality over here. You're just mad because I said something to you you didn't like. I literally said that's why people be mad. Get over it. You're holding a grudge. You're holding resentment over something you need to let go. That plane is too low for a residential area anyways. Yeah, that plane is way too low. Nobody said victim mentality anywhere. If I said people are mad because I didn't respond properly, then what does that tell you? You're still mad over something that was said to you. Someone literally almost cried in the Discord because I said something about their dead grandmother. They almost cried, and then after that they got angry and then started taking it out on me on revenge. Get over it, okay? You're never going to get your revenge because I'll get you 2 times over. You want revenge, I'll get you back 2 times over. And I don't have to be rude to get you 2 times over. Why are people so stuck on the get back? Like, it's not about getting someone back. Because then we'd be getting each other back forever. Like, that does not make no sense. Some of y'all need to relax and stop trying to take your anger out on someone because they hurt you. You hurt, go talk to the therapist. Go on Dr. Phil. I'm pretty sure he could help you. Go on an episode of Dr. Phil. Talk it out with him. And then when I say something, you see how someone tells me to unalive myself? That is so crazy. You're so mad that you tell me to unalive myself, but if I said that to someone else, I'd be canceled, right? Nobody is pissing on the streets, girl. Literally, you're talking about old news. I was not using the restroom on the street considering the fact that we were sleeping right next to the thrift store. So what are you talking about? Even the lady told us, You can come in anytime you want, because she knew we was sleeping right there. We would go to the thrift store if we needed the restroom just because the maid said shit. I wouldn't even believe a bitch that got fired from her job for not shutting the fuck up. She kept making videos about me saying that I was the reason why my brother got murdered and ended up losing her job. That's what the fuck she gets for not shutting the fuck up. She runs her mouth too damn much. She thinks that she's all high and mighty. Her aunt is a fucking racist, and you don't even call that shit out. She literally says my aunt is a racist, but does not name drop her. Why? Because you want your aunt to keep your job. You don't really care that your aunt is racist because you would have name dropped her. Stupid bitch lives with her cousin because she can't afford a place to live and got evicted. So there's no reason why she should talk about me not being able to pay rent when she couldn't fucking pay her rent and she has an eviction on her name. Unlike me, I don't have no evictions on my name. I could go wherever I want and pay wherever I want. I don't gotta worry. For her, she's stuck where the fuck she's at because she can't afford shit. So I don't even know why people are sitting here defending someone who's in the same motherfucking boat as me. She's even lucky she's got a place to live. She can't move anywhere else. It was exposed. And then people want to try to sit there and say the account was me. And I am going to say it because it needs to be said. She admitted that account was not me, but she didn't tell anybody nothing. She just took the video down where people was mass spamming that it was me and my brother behind that account when my brother was alive, and they tried to say we were behind that account. No, just even if you delete the video, you need to go online and tell people directly that is not me. Deleting the video ain't gonna do shit. You got people out here believing that's me, knowing that you had a whole ass stalker that was after you. Mind you, she has this guy that has been stalking her. And you talking about me, you need to keep your shit way over there. I don't need to be brought into your world. Because now, that guy's probably going to start stalking me. White people lead people to danger, and they need to keep their danger to themselves. Bring the danger over here. I don't bring my danger to people. I already tell people what it is when they first meet me. I got social media. I'm getting harassed. Be careful. I always fair warn people when they're around me. I don't lead people to danger. That whole witch literally had a stalker posting her personal information online, and she has the absolute audacity to not tell anyone I'm not behind that account. Just, I'm gonna delete the video, that'll work. You knew people was falsely accusing me. You knew that was your stalker behind the account, and you didn't even address it. You just deleted the comment. That's really weird as fuck. And I cared more about my missing switch than I did my dog. Okay, let's talk about it. So my brother wanted to put up flyers, and I said no. The reason why I opted against flyers is because someone did the very thing that I said they was going to do. They said, we're going to kidnap your dog. Because I know for a fact, if I put up flyers, there was going to be a search party for my dog, and someone was going to attempt to look for my dog and kidnap it. So it had nothing to do with me caring more about a switch than literally my dog. The reason why I didn't post my dog was missing right away is because I knew what was going to come. First of all, I knew people was going to say I killed my dog when I didn't. Another dog attacked my dog and it ran away. Of course, I knew people was going to start claiming. Someone made a whole Facebook post from where I was at saying that they were looking for a dog that looked exactly like mine, sent it to me to be hateful, and in attempts to try to kidnap my dog. I have to think of safety, and especially the fact that if I would have put a flyer up in the area I was in and say the dog was missing in this area, that would have literally doxed me. And then people would have known where I lived, and then I would have got harassed. That's why I tried to prevent myself from being doxxed and from people knowing where I live, because I would have had to put the address where I was at on the flyer, because how are people going to know where to take the dog to? Our only and best option was to wait until maybe someone returned her to the animal shelter and or posted her. There was a place where they post missing dogs, a place in Albuquerque. It's a website where they post missing dogs. We could literally just go to that page. We were looking every day. Mind you, I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning walking the ditch when that witch my brother's ex had the nerve to say, she literally said, I was looking for her. We were literally looking for her. At the same time she saw us walking the ditch looking for the dog. I'm like, why is she looking for my dog? Like, I was confused because she didn't like my family, first of all. And I was confused as to why she was helping, because let's be honest, that girl wouldn't help any. She didn't help my family. My family helped her more than she helped us. Yeah, she did buy food for the household one time, right? But she was living in my apartment rent-free with my brother because my dad said they didn't have to pay rent. Literally lying her ass off online saying we was not looking for our dog because she wanted to take advantage, since people was hating on me already for not even posting my dog was missing. I had to think of my safety because yes, it's a possibility my dog may have never came back, but I can't undo if we get doxxed, because then we'll lose another place. I was not trying to go back to sleeping in a car because people want to be assholes. So I had to protect myself. And in turn ended up getting doxxed because the stupid bitch told people where we lived, because she's so afraid of her safety, but when it comes to ours, she loves to put our safety in danger. My brother's ex is so hypocrite. She'll literally call my brother crying that she feels unsafe, or telling me that people are threatening her and she has to flee Albuquerque. But when it comes to our safety, she didn't even care when she was talking about shooting holes in people. This girl literally loves to play internet, or loves to play real life gangster, and she's not even a gangster. She ain't even about that gangster life. She's weird. She's a fake gangster. She literally will threaten people over the phone. She will threaten to shoot holes in people, and then she will literally be crying, so scared to the point that she had to flee Albuquerque. That's one of the reasons why I thought she was behind murdering my brother, besides the other weird comments she made and a weird conversation I had with her. She was jealous and had the nerve to tell my brother's other friend to tell her to stop posting. They were in a group chat together, and she said, stop posting pictures and stuff about Donald. You don't get to control who gets to post about what. His friends are also grieving, not just you. You're not even grieving at all. You never even loved my brother, and you talk about you grieving someone you cheated on in a group chat on Facebook. Admitted to my mom, yeah, I did cheat on your son. My brother drove her to go cheat. He didn't even know. He drove her to go see her ex, because that's all she ever does. She's a cheater. And she's abusive. She beats people. And I'm not defending my brother, but she got caught on camera assaulting my brother and choking him by a Whole Foods worker, and they were going to court for that. You cannot sit here and defend someone who got caught on camera, cell phone camera, by the way. Like, you guys be sitting here defending this whole chick. Defending her for what? I don't even know why you defend my brother's ex. It's so crazy. You talking about my dog, which I had to protect myself. Mind you, I was pissed off because she was living there, and I said, watch, our place is going to get doxxed, and then what's going to happen? She was living in a motel with us. She had her own room, but you know, because she worked at APS, she worked at the schools. And she got kicked out of her adoptive parents' place. Oh, wait, I don't know what they are, because she said not to call them her parents. How hateful do you gotta be to not refer to someone that gave you life, that adopted you when your real parents didn't want you to say that you don't wanna refer to them as your parents? They didn't even do anything to her. I met her mom. Yeah, her mom, had her issues with my brother, whatever. And I met her dad, too. Her dad was an older man, probably in his 70s. He was a nice guy. We went to the Isotopes, and he was very kind, very sweet. Like, so why would... And to me, those people, she's the one that's acting out. She's the one that's rebellious. She's the one that treats her adoptive parents like shit. She said that they're expected to clean her room. She doesn't have to clean her room, even though she's 3 years younger than me. Remember that. This girl is 3 years younger than me because she's around the same age that my brother was, talking about how her parents need to clean her room because she shouldn't have to. And she was not paying no rent there. She was living there rent-free. And she had a job. She was not paying no bills. And you over here telling me I had to pay some bills? She was living at her parents' house with a job, paying no bills. Like, you got... And then when Space Kitten gave her $20... Because Space Kitten was like, I gave her $20 over you because she does more than you. Heck no. She had no job and was laying up in the bed. That bed, that picture she posted with the dirty stains in the bed that my brother was sleeping in, she also slept in that bed. So for her to be posting pictures like that, like she wasn't laid up in that bed, makes no sense because you were sleeping in it too, and you dirty as hell. Why don't you tell people how nasty you are? When we went in there to clean that room, no wonder why we had so much roaches, because she lived nasty. She had talkie bags opened on the side of the bed, just thrown there. Open foam cups of soda she never finished. Crackers, the cracker stacks, opened everywhere. She left that place nasty. My room didn't have any of that food stuff. And my brother worked. He shouldn't have to come home and clean up after your lazy ass because you lay there all day giggling and cackling with another guy that you cheating on him with while you're a nasty ass B-word. Disgusting. And people want to defend her and she wants to say that I smelled and I'm dirty. She would leave every morning early. I don't know. She said she had to go to her mom's house. She never took a shower at our house. I don't know why. Nothing was wrong with our shower. She could have took a shower there. I don't even know. So when she went to her mom's house, it made me wonder, like, are you taking a shower there, or are you just going to work like that and not even showering? Because that's a question to me. If you have to leave to go take a shower and the shower works perfectly fine, then I'm so confused why you gotta leave to go shower somewhere else. Our shower was not broken, so that led me to believe she wasn't showering. I questioned. She wants to talk about me smelling. She wants to make up all this stuff. She literally had kitty litter all over her room. That's how she left the Motel 6. There was kitty litter all over the room. There was like some cat throw up or some spaghetti sauce stuff stuck to the bed. There was dog shit from her puppy stuck to the floor. It was literally stuck to the floor. And she was sleeping like that with dog shit everywhere. Mind you, we took my dog outside to use the restroom. We didn't have no pee pads because you can't have pee pads in a motel. So you have to take your dog out to pee. And you be defending someone. And I still got those photos. She reported the video and got it taken down because she didn't want people to see. I still got that stuff in this iPhone. I still got those photos. As a matter of fact, I could show you right now. I literally could show you right now. Hold on, because... yeah. What is she gonna do? Nothing. There's nothing she can do. And you want to talk about animal abuse? Wait till you see this, because this is legit animal abuse. Oh, you keep getting all these pets. I didn't get nothing. Those were her pets that she kept getting that she wouldn't take care of. But okay, blame me for something that she did. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna get it into it because, yeah, one thing you're not gonna do is you're not gonna defend someone who lives like this. Ain't no way. Oh, I got that on my phone. Trust me, I keep receipts. Because how are you living like that? Why are you living like that? Why are you living like that? That's literally dog shit stuck to the floor. That's literally her room. That's from Princess. Like, that's literally a picture of her room. And the only reason why I took pictures is because her friend said to get her stuff. Her friend told my brother, and what happened was her friend told my brother, can you go get my stuff? Because she just left it there for her. And she had to go get her stuff because Angie got thrown out. She was having this girl sneak through the window and stay there along with this other dude that she was supposedly with. And so, I don't know if I think he just showed up when she was being kicked out. I don't even know. He was there. And she told my brother to tell the chick to get out, to go. She said, tell this chick to leave because, you know, she wasn't paying for her. She was just letting her stay there, and you have to pay for extra guests. And she wasn't even doing that. So, yeah. There's that. That's all the kitty litter. That's all the shit on the floor. That's from her apartment. Mind you, that place got torn down for drug activity, so that's no longer... They're gonna put, like, apartments for college students there, I think. But they tore it down for the drug usage. Because it was a huge, like, drug thing there. But anyways... Oh, I have stuff from her too. Yeah, receipts. Anyways, that's kitty litter from her cats. Here's some more. That's dog shit stuck to the floor. Dried dog shit. That's literally from her dog, Princess. Or her cats. I don't even know. But I don't even think cats shit like that, so... It couldn't have been her cats. It had to have been a dog. So yeah. That's why we was in the place in the first place, because her friend said to go get the stuff. So then my brother went to go get her stuff, and he's like, come here. He called me and my mom and he said, come here, I want to show you something. So we went over there and he goes, look at that. He goes, that's how she left this room. And I was like, what the fuck? And I said, we need to call animal control, I told him, because that's animal abuse. And so we did, but they never showed up. They didn't even show up at all, so. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah. He said, come here. And then that's when he said, look at this. And just so you know, because it's torn down, so it doesn't even matter if I show this or not, because it's torn down. So, I could show you this too. Hold on. There's a clear as day photo. That's literally shit stuck to the floor. That's literally from her animals. Okay. And I'll show you something else, because like I said, I can show you this because the place is torn down and nobody is there. So let me show you this, because yeah, I ain't lying. So I want people to say I'm making this up. Oh, I can't show that. It's literally a video of her room number and it says 120. It says 120 because that was her room number. But also because I do want to address something, because I know people are mentioning in the comments. I saw it when I was looking for the photo. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick because y'all need to... I think that's it for the photos. I think I have one of the bed, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Because I'm going to address that photo that people want to bring up and explain because, yeah. Okay. So I can't show that because it's the video of the room number. That's a photo. Which one? Did I show this one? That one. That's dog shit. That was how she left her room. Okay. I gotta wait till these load. That's how she left her room. She left it that way. She didn't even clean up after herself. She just left it, and she left food stuck to the bed. She was sleeping in the bed like that. Like, she didn't even care how she slept. Okay, so... This is legit 120 for those of you guys who know. Literally, so you guys are trying to say that I abuse animals. This is 120. So you know where Nicole stayed. Yeah, that's that video where I said this is 120. So people wouldn't say that I was lying. Because then they would try to say that's my room. That's why I took a video of that. Last one. That's the last one. Well, you do because you defend her all the time. And you say how my brother's a predator because she's the one that called him that falsely. And you defend her all the time. So what are you talking about? Anyways, like I said, and I'm going to address it because people are bringing it up. Those pee pads that were all the way down the hall in my apartment was because she had a puppy. The puppy's name was Prince. If you didn't know, she gets multiple dogs that she does not take care of. Prince was a, what was it? Not a bull mastiff. I'm trying to remember the breed. The dog had its tail clipped. I do not agree with clipping dogs' ears or tails for certain aesthetic looks. But my brother didn't agree. And I guess the dog had already had his tail clipped. And my brother didn't agree with that. Poor dog. Like, okay, so they bought a dog with a clipped tail. And if you know anything about why people do that, they do that for aesthetic purposes. She had this dog that obviously when you have puppies, puppies have to be puppy trained. We could not have this dog peeing on our floor. Mind you, the dog did not go on the pee pads because you have to train the dog. We were the ones who had to train her dog to go to the restroom on the pee pads because she was not training her dog. So that's why we had pads all down the hallway. Because for the simple fact is like he wouldn't go on the pee pad, and if he went on the floor, we couldn't have that because we're responsible. That's our place. We're renting. She's not even on the lease. She's not even paying no rent. If something happens, we're gonna get thrown out because of her dog, because she loves to dump her dogs on us, to take care of her dogs, to feed her dogs. She'll come home from work, go straight to her room, and literally put her puppy out of the room and just dump him for us to take care of him. No, you come home and take care of him. Your dog, we had to take the dog in and out because, you know, the dog was in the crate. So we would take the dog out of the crate to teach it to, you know, feed it, you know, take it to the bathroom so it's not in the crate the whole time and let it out and run around so it's not in a crate all day. But then when we would put it back into the crate, you come home and you don't want no responsibility for your dog, so you just dump your dog on us. My dad got mad because the dog shit on his notebook. So he told my brother, he said, that dog's gotta go. My dad was okay with the dog, but then, and once Hershey gets used to dogs, like after a while, you know, she is kind of like a little aggressive. But once she gets used to dogs, she's friendly. Like they're like friends. She plays with the dog, runs around, everything. We didn't have no issues, except in the beginning, because you got to get Hershey used to the dogs. But the dog went and shit on his notebook, and that was the last straw. So then he told her, he told my brother, he said, you need to get rid of that dog. So she took the dog to her sister's house. Now, do you know what happened when she took Prince to her sister's house? He got parvo and died. You know how dogs get parvo? Dogs get parvo from being in contaminated cat poop. That's what it is in the kitty litter. When they get into the contaminated kitty litter, they get parvo. They had to give him, I think it's Pedialyte, is what you give dogs when they have parvo. The dog died. My mom was so upset, my dad felt bad. So my dad, he felt bad because the dog died, and he was like, what did he say? He said he felt responsible is what happened. He was like, I feel responsible. Well, not responsible, but he felt bad because he said if the dog would have been with us, the dog would have never died. But I was like, but yeah, we can't have this dog using the restroom on the floor. And then what? You know what I mean? Like, we can't have this dog. We can't have this dog. I had to answer this call. Anyways, like I was saying, yeah, like that's the whole reason for that photo. Like all the all the pee pads that were all along the hallway was because she had a dog that was named Prince. And the dog was using the restroom on the floor. So we couldn't have the dog use the restroom on the floor, which is why we had all those pee pads, because we were trying to teach the dog to go on the pee pads and not on the floor. And then the dog ended up dying from parvo, went to her sister's, got parvo, died. My dad felt bad, and we were like, well, you can't have the dog using the restroom. We were going to get in trouble. Like, I get his frustration. Yeah, Hershey did use pee pads. Actually, she used the pee pads. She did use the pee pads, but we only had one. We didn't have pee pads down the hall because she knew where to go on the pee pads, and the reason being is because Hershey was a chug. We would take her outside for a walk. It's not like we didn't, But she can't go outside and use the restroom because if she gets into another dog's poop, she would have got sick. A chug is a Chihuahua pug mix, and when you look up, if she would have gotten into another dog's poop, she would have seriously got sick. Like, not a chud, a chug, a CHUG. A chug is a Chihuahua pug mix. So, but anyways, that's why there was pee pads all down the hallway, was because we couldn't have that. Hershey only had one pee pad, so there was no pee pads all the way down the hall. It was just one pee pad because Hershey knew where to go on the pee pad, and we would clean up after her. She couldn't use the restroom outside like a normal dog because pee pads are for dogs that have some sort of disabilities or can't really use the restroom like normal dogs, on top of teaching puppies to use the restroom. That's what it's also for. But like I said, Hershey couldn't go outside because she would get sick if she even smelled another dog's poop. So yeah, that's literally the whole situation of like what happened and like why, that's literally just like what happened. So yeah. But yeah, someone's like, I know the floor is soaked. First of all, pee does not soak through the floor unless you don't change the pee pads often. If you're using the same pee pad over and over again and you don't change it, it's gonna soak through that pee pad and soak through the floor. So you have to change it. We knew when to change the pee pad, so there was no piss soaking through no floor, because if you're not changing it regularly, then yeah, and some people don't change their pee pads. They just let the dog pee right through it. And then when they start smelling that odor, then they just decide to change it. And then it's gotten worse at that point. Oh, I went and helped with some things. Yeah, so that's what I did. Yes, I was changing them. And actually, our apartment, our carpet was not clean. That wasn't a brand new apartment, so the carpets were not clean to begin with. So to say, oh, we seen your, yeah, but our carpets were already dirty when we moved in. Because you have to think that there was someone else living there. There was literally somebody else staying there before us. They're not going to hire somebody to come in and clean the carpets. Well, it's true, because those are old apartments. And considering the way that they kept it, considering the fact that they didn't even considering the fact that they didn't even care about the roach problem, tells me just as much as about what I need to know. They had these fake photos online, which I don't know, some of those apartments might look like that. Literal apartments with dishwashers that's deceiving people. Our apartment didn't look like that, and we had a 3-bedroom. And we had a roach infestation so bad, it was crazy. I'm just saying. the way that they kept those apartments, I know for a fact that they are not going to have clean carpets. You get, like, some places don't even care. They don't deep clean places. They just surface clean. And they, like, housing goes in. We were on a housing thing, I think. They go in and they inspect the place to see if everything's running, to make sure that you have, because fire extinguishers have an expiration date. All of that. They have to go through your whole apartment and make sure it's livable. It was livable. The carpets, you know, they were little. But that's not going to stop us from living somewhere just because of carpets. Because we were living in a shelter. That's a heck of a lot better than living at the shelter. Plus, we were being kicked out of the shelter, so we had to go get a place. We couldn't no longer stay there because this lady lied on my dad. It was a whole thing. Like, yeah. You know, and my dad, he was stubborn. He didn't want to get out of there. And we said, we want a place. And he said no. He kept making excuses for why he wanted to stay at the shelter. And I was just getting frustrated. Finally, we got a place. And it was heck of a lot better than being at a shelter. I have my own bedroom. My brother has his own bedroom. You know, we can cook meals now. Home cooked meals, you know. Who said I was excusing men? I'm not going to be specific, considering for the fact is that I'm not telling you nothing, because then that would dox myself. Just know that I went and cleaned somewhere for today. Jesus Christ, I don't have to be specific on what I did. Stop trying to be a weirdo and trying to spy on someone and know everything. I'm gonna get ready because I'm gonna go to sleep soon. That's why I'm able to go live early. My room always has to be clean. What are you talking about? I don't have to clean my room. It always has to be cleaned. Like, stop trying to be a weirdo. Anyways, I need someone to... I don't know. Did I mention to you about the couples costumes? Because I have a costume for Halloween, but I need someone who wants to dress up with me, because I have a real good idea for a costume. I do. I need to be in a relationship. I mean, if this person quit playing, I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, because no. Getting blocked. So now you're bringing up the tear gas thing, when literally I didn't even know I was being tear gassed. Here we go. You left Hershey in the apartment while you were tear gassed and blah, 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 blah. I didn't leave her. We were under the impression we were going to go back to our apartment. We told them because they called us. I talked to them on the phone. My dad closed the door on the police. That's where the false imprisonment came in. We were not falsely imprisoned, but they wanted to make sure we were okay. I went to lay back down because I'm like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to go lay back down. Then that's when she called and she was like, are you guys okay? And I'm like, yeah, we're okay. And she goes, well, we need to see that you're okay. So you got to come out. And I said, well, we can't because my dad's not going to let us leave. And I told her my brother's going to work. He was rushing because he was late. He was already a little late to work. And so, he called, because he notified his boss the reason why he was late. So then they said, well, you're going to have to come out when my brother... So, oh, dang, that was a loud firework. So then, anyways, that kind of scared me. Whew. So anyways, what happened was my brother was in a rush to go to work, so we had to rush out with him. He needed to get to work, so we didn't have time to grab anything. I didn't grab my ID, my wallet, my phone. I couldn't grab nothing. Not even, because we told them we couldn't have a raid. Anyways, that happened. So after that whole situation happened, then what happened was that we went to the cop car, because right as soon as we snuck out, he had noticed we were gone, and he barricaded himself in. So he locked the door and was refusing to let anyone in, because he knew at that point what was already happening. We had already went out. We had to follow police orders. There's nothing we could do. If the police tells you to do something, you got to do it. So then we're waiting, and they says, well, do you have anywhere to go? Do you have any family members? Do you have a place to go? And I said, no, we don't have anybody to go with. What do you mean? I was under the impression we were going to go back into our house. So I'm confused why they're asking me if I have anywhere to go. Then they're driving us around the block. They said, well, get in the back of the cop car. They had to move us because they had to block off both streets because the SWAT team had showed up. We told them, we were like, well, we've always had issues like this with him before, but the police are able to get him out. And we said, we can't have a raid because we'll get kicked out. And they were like, well, is there a way that you guys could try to get him out without, basically damaging the place? I don't know what happened. They waited till we left, and then they busted the door down. They busted the door down. They threw everything all over, which that picture that people have of my room was because my room was raided. So they threw my desk over. They threw my trash cans over because obviously they have to search for weapons. I didn't have any weapons, but there's no one there to tell them, hey, there's no weapons. So they trashed the place. That whole place was trashed because it was raided. So when my mom took a picture and showed people, I got mad because I said, now they have a reason to say you live like that. Even though you was raided, they're going to use this picture to say this is how she was living. When that was not the case. My room was not like that before the raid. My dad is in the military. We couldn't have our rooms like that. And if our rooms got dirty, we would have to clean it. There couldn't be no clothes on the bed. The clothes had to be put up in the closet hanging. You couldn't have nothing on the floors. My brother, his room, because he had that big cabinet and stuff, but his room for the most part was cleaned. He cleaned up his room. I had to have mine cleaned. And mind you, at the time when I was living in that place, my depression was horrible. I slept in the dark.